Welcome to patrons only Fallout role playing game. We're going to be running through the starter kits module, Once Upon a Time in the Wasteland. So we'll start off right away. This game has a very interesting method of um, running the characters through a narrative while also kind of instructing them how to utilize the system with the choices that they make. And for me, it's a very interesting way that Modiphius has laid out the module. And it's very clean and structured, and I really appreciate it. So I'm very, very happy to get into this. To start, um, you know your characters. More about your characters will come forward in time. We're not doing our normal rigmarole of you being put on the spot and having to tell us who you are because that's in this story. So, here is the intro. Welcome to the Commonwealth, the nuclear ravaged, I'm making sure I said it right, wastelands outside of Old Boston. You have each followed the sounds of screams and gunfire to Vault 95, a remnant of the world before the Great War, before the bombs dropped. The vault's external lights flicker several times but remain lit, and remarkably, its doors lie open, inviting any manner of scavenger or scoundrel to plumb its depths. It's a cold night, despite the art showing a day scene. Bone cold, and the sky is aglow with a eerie green light. That telltale light radiates from the region beyond the vault known as the Glowing Sea. A gust of frigid wind blows tumbleweeds across the small hill outside the vault entrance. Each of you is standing in a circle, facing each other there on the hillside. Strangers meeting for the first time. Each of you knows the vault's promises, valuable treasures from the old world. Treasures most people in the Commonwealth would be willing to kill for. That's right. We could just all shoot each other to death right off the bat. It's a wonderful game. So,
The end.
bang, 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 and that's it. That's all. That's all she wrote. So, starting with whoever wants to go first, I am going to ask you a series of questions. Now, in this game, you have action points. Those are awarded to you by me and also by performing certain functions, which will be seen later. I, as the game master, get action points as set points, and also when you do something that makes it so I have an advantage. I start with one action point per player, so I have five, and you start with none. Absolutely zero. No action points whatsoever. You all suck.
I
Um,
mean, that sounds about right for Fallout.
fair. It is the world against me. Um, I'm going to give you an action point.
Yes!
You can have an action point. So also that making me happy also may lead to you having benefit in this game. Um, some answers in the following questions will award you action points. Some of them will award me action points. So know your character and then understand how you want to answer the questions based on the narrative that we're in. Your character and the block of text that was given to them has led you to the point where you are outside of a vault pointing weaponry at other people, and exactly who will determine in a second. So, what does your character like to be called? Um, yeah, so whoever wants to throw it out there first, like, what does your character like to be called?
Gus.
Hmm?
Gus.
Duck, you said?
No, I said Gus. Like
Gus.
Augusta.
Oh,
Gus.
Gus, Gus, Gus. Okay, so then this is kind of like an alias, not your full name, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And these people here, like, if names start getting thrown out, you're not going to give them your full name, just your shorthand one.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what about
Happy.
Happy? And are you giving out your full name?
No.
These people ask it? So you're trying to hide your alias and stuff? Trying to be secretive?
Yeah.
Keep it close to the
Trust
chest.
you people.
Alright. Whoever else.
Tall man.
Little smile.
Little-
Little smile.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's on the cusp. Okay, so little smile instead of big smile, and you're hiding who you are, right?
Hmm.
Okay. And then old tall man, are you trying to kind of not use your true name or get too much info about you?
You
Because
like young
It's just tall
short
man.
just
woman.
tall man. Okay. And then last but not least, are you hiding your true identity? Is there an alias that you're withholding, or a fake
I mean,
one
there
that you've heard
probably
before?
is.
No,
I imagine tall man's not the first name.
fair. Okay. And then for you, Stephanie, last but not least.
Marvin, but these people can call me Sir Marvin if they'd like.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Okay.
you got royalty.
So, as we look at one another here, just a very quick description of yourself, and everyone here is going to be awarded one action point for how you answered the questions there. And we'll see if your description gets you any more benefit. And again, also keep in mind the frame that we're in. So try and describe yourself as you're kind of positioned. Starting with Brent.
Oh no. Hold on.
Were you not ready?
I was looking at what he had.
Okay, then
Uh,
we'll shift to someone else if you need. Do you need a second?
No, I got it.
Okay.
He's currently wearing what looks to be a formal hat, formal clothing. So he's not really like he's kind of dressed like he's going to meet somebody important, I would guess. He's got a pipe gun on his side, I would assume, and then he's playing with a set of casino dice right now.
You're not pointing a gun at anybody.
No.
Do you want to rethink that?
Honestly, he's probably holding his dice kind of slowly, backing away from the people with
Okay.
guns.
So you're in a standoff and you have a gun pointed at you, but you have not drawn a weapon. Okay. It's an interesting choice. Let's go ahead and do Chad. What's Tall Man doing?
He kind of as he like walks up on the scene, it's like most people's recollections of like a Bigfoot encounter.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Sounds
So you see
racist.
this hulking shadow, but then as he walks into the light, you see that he looks like a
Bear?
7.5, almost 8 foot tall, like deranged grandfather.
So like eyes
Um,
or like sideways.
He has like these tiny little eyes, but like these gigantic glasses, and like an old beat up trucker's cap that's like a little too small for his head that says Blue Ridge Caravan Company. And he's got this big like tattered like coat, but it looks like somebody ripped 2 coats in half and then stapled them back together. And so. And then he's got like a backpack on top of that that's just got all kinds of random shit stuffed in it. And he kind of like looms into the scene and he's looking around. And he looks just kind of like alarmed and confused. And he has a machete in one hand and a baseball bat in the other. But he's not like really like, he doesn't have them up like he's ready to like fight somebody, but he just like has them in his hands. And he looks like he doesn't know what to do with them.
Okay. Stephanie?
So Marvin is a Mr. Handy unit, and he has each of his appendages has some sort of weapon. Some of them are guns. One arm is just like a butcher knife, just like pointed at everyone. He's got like binary carved on like his on like the chrome parts. It's just like a bunch of like binary that's like looks like it's been scraped on it. And then
got
on the back of
tattoos.
him, yeah. And then on the back of him, there's like spray paint that just in red. It's like singularity on the back. That's what he looks like. He kind of looks like he's Mod Podged together with other units as well.
A couple extra arms been thrown on there for good measure.
Yeah.
Okay, and then did I already do John? No, John.
I guess Little Smile, as I said, is going to be holding a baseball grenade in one hand, left hand, right hand is going to be a pipe gun.
Okay. And then
and he's waving her around, just telling anybody, "I don't got a lot of time."
what does he look like?
He so he's actually so even though he introduced himself as Little Smile, he has a big smile. It is one the right side of his face is cut up. So whenever he opens his mouth to talk, it's pretty large. Other than that, he seems very on the tail end of, I don't know, Ghoulhood,
Okay.
I would say. So he seems pretty
Near feral.
near feral.
Okay.
Yeah, I
And
would
then
say.
Magpie.
Um, I think it changed my mind. She actually would introduce herself with her full name.
Okay. Augusta Byron.
Yeah, Augusta Byron, and so she's like really just like super plain Jane looking. Probably has pieced together outfit of like really whatever she could find. Um, and like a leather jacket, and has a 10 millimeter pistol. And is really just kind of like quietly assessing everyone. Not really making any huge claims or anything. Um, but just like waiting to see what's gonna happen.
Okay. So the situation, as we have it described, obviously a little bit of backtracking to kind of understand your condition and your state right now is important for me and probably important for everybody just kind of keeping you in here, like in the moment. Um, you all described your characters amicably and brandishing a weapon, kind of appearing aggressive. With the exception of Brent, everybody gain an AP. And reflecting back on your character and thinking how you got to this moment, or even just before then, what is one moment from your past and just a very short, kind of descriptive idea here, kind of thought up on the fly, that you were pushed too far, and how did you react? Starting with Magpie.
Oh, um, I
Oh,
mean, so I feel like that's literally her freaking backstory though. Like, is like I don't know how much I'm supposed to reveal of it, but like,
well, you don't have to reveal any of it. If you want to make up like a story besides it, you can. You can also use
okay,
a detailed moment in your path in your backstory. It's up to you how you want to do it.
okay. Um, so you said push too far.
Yeah,
Is
you were
it
pushed
that
too far, and how did you react?
okay? Um, so honestly, that is so like,
Yeah, then
like I feel like that's probably the most pinnacle moment
then
is her
shout it
spending
out.
her entire. So she basically former vault dweller, uh, spent her entire childhood rigorously studying, like put through like you know the stereotypical Asian parent times 100, um, only to realize that it was some sort of Hunger Games bullshit where only the smartest and most resilient would live, and then they would just kill everyone else. So that was kind of her breaking moment. Was this is fucking ridiculous. Um, and so she kind of participated in a coup and escaped from that situation.
So,
Um,
are there signs of your vault dweller kind of position? You mentioned your description, but
yeah,
like the vault dweller like jumpsuit probably underneath his clothes you described. Is that fair?
yeah, yeah. I would because like I feel like she would still have that. It's good protection,
Yeah, it absolutely is.
logical. So it'd
Radiation.
be like you would see kind of like blue peeking out or like little bits of yellow that haven't been dirtied. But
Okay.
yeah, that's her
So
her breaking
the
point.
shorthand way of it is Vault, obviously, with its horrific events, and you being pushed to a point where you had to rally against that kind of horrific nature of Vault Tech.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, then, John. What's a moment that recent? Just again, in short, it can be a very thing. It can be a thing from your background, but could also be something that you just come up with here on the fly. A point where you were pushed too far, and how did you react?
I would say the fact, or actually that the family shop being burned down in Good Neighbor,
Okay.
and seeing his father escorted out of Good Neighbor as well, being exiled,
Okay.
and just standing alone.
So basically, being pushed to solace, and yourself kind of registered exile, so to speak. Is that
Right.
fair? Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Cool. Stephanie.
So there's a very specific memory in Marvin's brain that just kind of being treated like shit from one of his, former owners. This real just real piece of shit Hollywood kind of guy. Just kind of being walked all over, and while he didn't outwardly react, he just kind of poisoned the guy a little bit. So not not to kill him or anything, but just kind of make him have the shits for a few days
Okay.
as retribution.
So a willingness to kind of do something sinister to retribute against, like uh, wrongdoings against yourself. And the pushing is people treating you lesser than because of perhaps your make or perhaps what you are. Okay, that's fair. Let's see. Let's see. Tall man.
Once upon a time, old tall man was part of a group of raiders and treated him like a rock star because he was a super mutant and they were just raiders. Um, but at some point, he thought they were going too far, and when he tried to I guess stop them, they tried to kill him. So he managed to flee, and he got on with a nearby group of super mutants, and using what he knew about the raiders and where they were, and um, sort of the layout of their base and stuff, led the super mutants a pillaging and wiped them all out.
Okay.
Um,
So
yeah.
yeah, injustice and kind of wrong, like going too far, and then
hmm
in response, you're willing to go just as far to make sure that the wrongs are righted. Okay. And then last but not least, happy.
After a couple years of being taken advantage of by this group of people that he hung out with, he decided that he was going to go and gamble with his loaded dice, and he won most of the money back, fell back in love again, and lost it, so he ran away.
Very good. Very good. So a gambler out here in Boston. Okay. So that said, last question. No AP for that last one. It's just good kind of lead into this next bit. The question is do any of your characters now, seeing the players as they are, kind of having a vibe check for who they are based off of a little bit of their story, point their weapons at any of the other players? Or do you hold your weapons down and kind of try and see if this is a more measured or calm attempt?
Old tall man will hold them up defensively.
Okay.
Like he's not exactly rushing to threaten anybody, but he looks like if somebody tries to attack him, he's ready to defend himself.
Augusta has hers out, but pointed towards middle ground.
Not
So if
anyone
somebody does
specific.
like it, not anyone specific.
Okay.
Not this time.
John?
Well, the big smile will be holding the gray the same way, but will lower the pipe a little bit,
There's
not be
nobody
waving it around as much.
nobody at this specific site that you're more interested in shooting. Okay. And last but not least, Marvin.
He's kind of got a weapon for everybody, but not,
Not anyone
it's kind
specific
of,
focus.
yeah, it's it's ready, he could just point it and go, but it's not directed.
It's more retributive. Got it. Okay, so then no one's pointing at anybody in particular. Shucks. Had you pointed at anybody, it would have got me an action point per person who had somebody pointing at them directly. So
Nice.
it's tense. The situation does appear to be tense, but it's come to a point. I'm getting feedback from Magpie. I'm getting some feedback. Sorry. Okay, cool. So in those quiet moments, as each of you stare at each other, locked in this tense standoff, but that seems to be chilling a bit, there's a loud burst of gunfire from somewhere inside the open vault. A moment later, a woman's scream pierces the air with three haunting words: "Help me! Somebody!" The final person in your standoff, a middle aged man wearing a white lab coat, caked in mud, his face entirely covered by a wheezing gas mask, slowly raises his hands above his head. He's not holding a weapon.
My gun is pointed at him.
Because he is someone I can feel okay murdering, because he's not controlled by a player character. I get an action point for that.
No, because he's
Too
a
late.
scientist coming out of a vault.
No, he's not coming out of a vault. He was going into one, just like you guys were. He's out here with you. He's in the standoff.
Here.
He's with you. So
Oh.
he says, because again, he was in the standoff. He says,
I didn't know that he was at the.
yeah, it was in this last paragraph. The final person in your standoff circle, a middle-aged man wearing a white lab coat, caked in mud. But if you're pointing at him, that's fine. I'm getting my action point. But I'm going to read the last bit here. He, not holding a weapon, kind of just chokes out of his mask. Please, friends. Please, someone inside that vault is in trouble, and besides, I'm sure there are enough valuables inside for all of us. None of us need to die here.
You said he doesn't have a weapon.
He doesn't have a weapon.
Old tall man looks around at everybody and then looks at this guy and then walks over to him and hands him the machete.
Okay. He takes it, kind of looking at it, kind of looking to the
And then he
others.
pats him on the shoulder.
He'll,
Marvin
go ahead.
Marvin kind of just like wheels his way, like floats his way in there, and he's just like, "How can I help you, sir?"
But it sounds like Matt Berry. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
I can't do the Matt Berry voice, so don't make me.
It's okay. Not many can. So he looks to the super mutant and to the Mr. Handy, and will kind of like, you can see inside of the mask, it's kind of steaming a little bit, and he looks at the machete and kind of looks up to you and he says, "My name's Dr. Rast. Please, we gotta move quick."
You
Yes,
seem to
somebody
be in-
needs help.
You seem to be in distress. Is there anything I can do?
Hold on a second here.
And then tall man, like after patting him on the shoulder and says, "Yeah, somebody needs help," he says, "You first."
No, of course. And he'll kind of move into the vault slowly, with the super mutant behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so a couple of notes here. At any point during the time that you're interacting with each other and with Dr. Rast, who he's announced himself as, you can ask a player who describes their PC as, so like, I can describe to you like what he's like if you're focusing on him, and I think Magpie was kind of like trained on him. Is anyone else kind of looking at him suspiciously? Not so much kind of coming to his aid right off the bat. So the other three. Do any of you want to kind of focus and look at him suspiciously, perceiving on him a bit?
Big Smile would, because weren't we all just in a standoff?
Yeah, he didn't have a gun during it, but yeah. But it seems like shortly after, a few minutes after, the shooting happened and he asked for your help. So some people are for it and are willing to.
Well, tall man saw that as like out of everybody here, he didn't have a weapon,
Well,
so he was like, "Oh,
well, we're doing this.
somebody
we're
should
gonna do it, right?
somebody should give this man a weapon."
So
I just thought this was great cover to just be like, I'm gonna.
go on in.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a super mutant and he's trying new things. So
So, Big Smile, you are saying that you're suspicious of him. Okay.
I think he'll just kind of drop, like, he'll still be holding his pipe gun, or pipe, what? Gun, yeah, pipe gun.
Okay, so you're gonna
And
be
baseball grenade, like, lower his shoulders and be like, what?
and just kind of staring at him
Yeah.
honestly. So you're gonna be the first person to make a check. Um,
Right.
so how will you do it? It's called a test in this game, not a check. You're going to go into your sheet and you're going to look for medicine. It should be one of the test options on there.
See it?
Okay. And
The skills?
if you click it, it's going to ask you how many dice are you wanting to add. Base rolls or tests have 2d20s. The goal for you to succeed at it is get a number of successes. I'm asking for one success. To get a success, you're going to be rolling those 2d20, and they have to roll, one of them has to roll a result of less than your attribute, perception, plus your skill. If you make it, if you roll one of those under that amount, that is a success. Okay? Which means
Okay.
that you will succeed. If you succeed again, and you get more successes than that, for each success that you get over that, you get an action point. Okay.
So I'm rolling 2 dice.
If you do not want to add any dice, so if you aren't certain that you're going to get it based on the check value, right? Perception
Right.
plus medicine, you could spend an action point to add a dice. You can only
No.
have a maximum of 5 dice per test.
No, I'm good.
Okay, then go ahead and click that bad boy, 0 dice.
And what you're doing
Oh,
is
0 dice.
You're not adding
So it's
anything.
like you can roll
Oh.
up to 5
Well.
extra dice, and
Well,
you only need one of those to be lower than your attribute.
the way to
Gotcha.
add dice to it is by spending action points.
Yeah, spending
I'm
action.
sorry, I misunderstood.
Well-
So I rolled 2 extra dice on top of it.
It's fine. So, you just rolled the first 2, which would be a 6 and a 19, which means that
Yeah.
you succeeded
Once.
and you did not get an extra action point because you did not get a success in addition to
Right.
the success
Right.
that you needed. Okay. So, that said, with your check, you generate. So, for each result, you didn't. Okay, so you didn't roll any 20s. So if you roll a 20, it's a complication, which is a problem for you that I can use at a later point. And medicine was not a tag skill for you, right? You're not a doctor.
Nope.
Yeah, it doesn't have the 3. Okay, cool. Okay, so I also will state, just because of this being the first roll, the AP that you would have earned, the additional AP, and then for everybody else who would be rolling and gaining additional AP, it doesn't go to you as a player character. It goes to you as a group. So it's group AP. So I have all of my AP. You individually have your AP, and then the group has its AP. So when you roll extra success, that would go to your group AP, not to your personal.
How do you keep track of that?
Great question. You as a team need to decide how you're going to do that. That is not my job. That is
Oh boy.
your job. Pick a person, not John, and then have them do it.
Okay, so where would that put us?
Not calling John out for any particular reasons.
Yeah, and there's no.
So what you'll notice is that there is a gruesome trail of blood leading from the northeast into the entrance of the vault, which means that someone recently entered that space bleeding. You came here hearing the firing and the shooting. You presumed it to be in the vault, but the way you're looking at it, Big Smile, is it seems that someone who was wounded before they entered has recently entered the space.
I'm sorry. So what would our team AP be at right now?
So-
0 right now.
Currently it is 0.
Okay.
Now, if you did have one, you could at this point spend 1 AP. And again, for the narrative, I'll just go ahead and give you 1 group HP or AP. You can spend the group's pool to obtain information. That would be John, who got the success, to obtain further information regarding what has been told to him. for each AP spent this way, the player can ask a single relevant question, and I have to answer it honestly. You can ask
Interesting.
the following questions.
So, oh,
You can ask the following questions: Where does the blood trail lead? How fresh is the blood? Or how much blood is present? Those are some
how fresh?
examples. But if you have something crazier that you might think of, like, I guess go for it. But those are the three kind of
Did
examples.
anybody see anybody run in there?
Did anyone see anyone run in there? Okay, I will honestly answer yes. Someone did see someone run in there.
Well, fuck.
So was that the 1 point?
That was the one AP that I gave you for free. But yes,
I wasn't specific enough.
well, it's
It's
not
okay.
about that. You couldn't have been, because I'm not going to tell you based on an observation check exactly who or exactly what. In your mind, the way that roll answered is it was so recent, and that additional AP was spent to let you know it was so recent that someone who got here early enough, because you know we all just kind of got here, had to have seen the person that went in and was bleeding. Form your own
Okay.
I don't believe
conclusions.
it's any of the current player characters, so it must be this Dr. Rast guy.
Yep. Dr. Rast does
Okay.
not appear to be wounded. Okay.
That's fine. Like, old tall man is also going to be, like, so far this guy, he gave him the machete and he said, let's go. And then he also said, you first. And the guy's like, yeah, sure, whatever.
You going
So
in?
if he goes bad on us, old tall man is ready to just brain him with a baseball bat.
You going in?
Yeah, right behind him.
Rast is going in first. Okay.
Oh,
Marvin,
wait, sorry. Oh, yeah. So he goes in, and then tall man kind of pauses, and then he looks at everybody else and he says, are you coming?
Are we not?
I'm already
Are,
floating.
are we? Are we friends now? What's going on here?
I don't mind.
If you're coming, let's go. If not, someone needs tall man's help.
All
Well,
right,
I'll be in the
before
back.
we go
How
in,
about that?
can we just all agree? Since I'm the only one with a set of dice, we'll just roll the dice to see who gets the loot.
No.
What? No, absolutely not.
Disapproving.
No,
Keith.
absolutely not.
so
Yeah, tall man's not going to wait all day.
the option stands. If anybody wishes to stay outside, that is totally valid. You could do that, or you can go in. I just need to know who's going in.
Big Smile will not go until the last person goes.
You're going in. You're going in, but you're going in last. Okay.
Yes.
Happy.
Might as well need the money.
Marvin's going in. Tall Man's going in, and last but not least, Augusta Byron.
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of reluctantly being the second to last before Big Smile, I assume. It's like the two of them kind of look at each other.
Awkwardly standing.
Big Smile's like one of these, like gesturing for you to go in.
Yeah, literally with the pipe gun, just waving.
Ladies first.
Whatever
Yeah,
you
something like
are.
that. So the sound of gunfire's been firing like this whole time in the background, but as you kind of get into the vault space, it's like it's coming at you. It's kind of ringing off the walls. The sound of rapid gunfire is exploding around you from the open door to the vault. So when you kind of enter into this first kind of hallway down, it's like a ladder climb, and then the hallway. It's one of those kind of Bostonian vaults with the descents. And there's a long kind of area, bridges. You see that there are flashing barrels unloading from one side of the area down into the lower side. There's a guttural male cry that goes out from the true entranceway, so you're kind of in the loading section of the vault, like where they would kind of like check people, and then the true door to the vault is behind these guys on this other side. And you can hear this guttural male cry from that side. Scavengers out here trying to follow the girl. Light them up, boys. A moment later, a large muscle-bound bald man dressed in military fatigues, armed to the teeth, charges out of the vault space towards kind of your side of it, opening fire wildly. Several other mercenaries follow behind him, equipped in the same fashion with guns blazing. One of the raiders squeals with mad glee, "Nobody moves in on Red Rocky's turf!" And they're rushing out towards you. And yeah, I'm going to do a lot of Bostonian and like kind of, New Englander accents and New Jersey and all that stuff. We're going to go all over the Commonwealth here. We're going to be entering combat. So, excitement. So, how to make an attack test. I'm going to show you a page, and we're going to skip off of that one. You're going to choose what weapon you're going to use. You're going to attempt to test with it. You're going to determine where you hit. And then you're going to inflict damage. And then you're going to reduce the ammunition that you used. So, yeah, there's location charts, which is so much fun. It's like VATS, but random. So that'll be how that works. Most of it's kind of relayed in the actual dice roll, which makes Roll20 very cool. I'm going to shift the music here because we're in a fight now. Okay. So the ranges are also going to be set. There are people who are crossing the bridge. Those people will be one range increment away from you. So you are on one side of the divide, which is one zone. The bridge itself is another zone. The other side of the bridge is another zone. And then the entryway to the vault itself is the other zone. The exit to the vault is another zone. So these are all spaces, right? So instead of saying, I'm going to move 5 feet to the left or whatever in like regular D&D nonsense, you're just going to be in a zone, say you're in cover if you want to be, and you're fighting in a regular sense. Imagining where you're at and not having to micromanage exactly where you're at. So, your weapon will have like a range increment. If it says it can fire 1 zone away, then you can shoot people on the bridge. If it says it can fire 2 zones away, you can shoot people on either side. Okay? So Rad Rocky and 2 raiders are the ones coming at you. Alright. So we start, obviously, with an initiative roll.
I take it we don't have to have our characters selected.
Oh, you can. Just drag and drop them onto the map. Or onto the board.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it would affect initiative.
Where's the initiative?
Click on core.
Under
It's
combat.
right under combat there, next to skills.
Yeah, you'll just drag your character onto the...
Yep, so it does. It does. So you do have to select your character and then do it?
Yep.
Oh, did I not? Or-
Hold on.
I had to put mine on the sheet.
Why did it just roll a...
You're right here, Stephanie, so just select that token, then click initiative. And then, who else do we need? We got Tall Man, we got Tom...
No, it's not rolling. It's just 10.
No, yeah, it's
Yeah.
not going to roll.
Oh, okay.
I said
So
roll
we just-
initiative because I'm not smart.
Right.
Yeah, it said rolling 10. 10. It's like, of course it's 10. It says right there on the sheet. I clicked it.
Yeah, is it calculating? Because mine just is 11.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's just flat.
It's
flat
under
Your
roll.
initiatives are
You
set.
have-
It's determined by your
Yeah.
stats.
Okay.
It's a set trait. So another thing that will change that, though, is who starts a fight. So if you are the person who starts a fight, initiative starts at your initiative count, and then circles from there. Now, you would probably say to yourself in this aspect, well, that's crazy Rad Rocky guy's the one that's starting the fight here, right? Incorrect.
Yes.
The person who led your dumbasses in here was Dr. Rast. So he's actually first. Unfortunately, his initiative is also super high. The very first thing he does is he runs to cover and hides. He has a machete, and it looks like he's holding it as if he does not know how to use it at all. Dr. Rast is done. It'll go to the Rad Rocky side. And we will... Bear with me here. So the Rad Rocky team, Raider, and he is also just a Raider, right? No, he is special. Okay, so Rad Rocky is going to use his action. Who would be? It sounds like Tall Man or Marvin. Who do you think would be closer to the bridge section?
So we have like the entrance, and then we have like the bridge, and then
Yeah,
are they coming? Like, are they on like a platform like
they're coming
after
across.
that?
They're coming across the bridge onto your side of the entryway.
Oh, I see. They're like inside the vault, and they're coming across that like walkway.
Yeah, so you have like the side on your side where you plug the Pip-Boy in to make the bridge appear. They're
Yeah.
on the bridge, and then on the other side is where they give you your vault suit and like throw you in there. Like that's the side they're on, and it looks like they have cover over there, but it looks like Rad Rocky and the two guys with him are rushing out. You're not sure if there's other people there, but I'm asking: is Marvin or Tall Man kind of closer to the front of the group? Because you both were kind of moving quickly.
Probably Tall Man.
Tall Man, okay. So then, Rad Rocky is going to attack you with a tire iron. He is going to spend
now you fucked up, boy. Nobody wins it.
one of the action dice that I have, and he's going to roll. So with the tire iron attacks, he just rolls to see if he can get it under his own stat, and he is going to make 2 successes. Now, you're probably asking yourself, well, how do we determine how I get hit or, how I dodge, right? So an attack test, I believe, is contested. Hold on. Bear with. Attempted test. Melee weapon. Roll. So with a difficulty equal to your target's defense. What is your defense?
Let me see here. 1.
Okay, so then I needed to make at least 1 success, which I did. So that means that I will hit you. And then for a melee weapon, it'll move to determining a hit location, which it does right there. It has the hit location. No, roll damage, no additional submit. So the damage, you can see there, it's going to be 3 physical damage.
But where did it hit?
That's a great question. I thought one of these was supposed to be for a roll location, but it's just a bunch of
I think it depends on the number you roll.
Yeah, well, you roll a d20 for the location. Hold on. I'm seeing if I select a token, it'll give me a random...
Or you could just roll a d20 and figure it out.
Yeah. Hit location. Roll.
Right leg.
Okay.
I got no armor there, so yeah, I'll take 3 damage.
Yep. And yeah, armor will reduce damage that's dealt to that location, if you had it there. Okay, and then the 2 raiders will fire.
He says, my knee!
Used to be an adventurer. That's a different Bethesda game.
That's on brand though.
Yeah. The other 2 will shoot. One's going to shoot at Marvin. And then between Happy... so it would be Happy because we discussed. Augusta and Big Smile were fighting over who would be last. So they're in the back. So we're going to shoot 2 shots. Now we're doing a ranged attack on this. So making an attack, range attack. Agility plus either small guns, or agility with small guns, endurance with big guns, and perception with energy weapons. So this will be a small guns attack because they are using pipe gun. Hold on, sorry, it did not click the pipe gun thing, which I wanted. There we go. I'm gonna go with either one's fine. So the first one's gonna be against Marvin, 0 successes, and then the second one's gonna be against Happy, 0 successes. So Marvin, you're kind of floating in the air, kind of bobbling, and bullets are kind of bouncing off of your extremities, but not at points where they're actually like doing any damage. It's just like metal sparks. And then they're shooting at Happy, who kind of very quickly kind of moves to cover. I'm assuming, or do you do something cooler than that?
I would like. I don't know if it would be possible, but I'd like to draw my knuckles and kind of move up to behind Tall Man so I can punch him.
That'll happen on your turn. Drawing weapons is a bonus action.
Okay. Then just moving closer would be fine if that's
Kind of
possible.
just dodging for cover. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Big Smile, it is to you. You're kind of towards the back, behind Augusta, and over, her vault dweller head. You can see the mess of the fight beginning.
Yeah, I guess I'll if I'm behind Gus, I'll say, "Watch out, smooth skin." Then I'll shoot over their shoulder
Okay.
towards the raiders.
So you are still on the outside, or are you moving into
Oh.
that zone?
Oh.
So
Oh,
moving
I thought
one
we were
zone.
inside.
No, yeah, I know. But you could, because you were towards the back. I'm giving you the
Right.
opportunity to either be firing from the doorway, like in the back, kind of like well away, or in the space that
Right.
they're in, which is like the loading area. They're two separate zones.
I would have to get in front of them, right?
You don't have to. So you can, if you have a weapon
Okay.
that has a range increment of 1, that means that it can shoot at an adjacent zone, which would be where the raider that is fighting old tall man with a tire
So the
iron
range is C.
close. So yeah, that would be close is 1 zone, and
Okay.
then medium is 2 zones, and then extreme is 3 or more zones.
Gotcha. Okay. So like,
I think. Let me double check. Actually, gotta double check that.
yeah. I was gonna say, I guess if we're not in yet, but we hear commotion, actually, he'd probably
Oh, you have to be in the same zone. So yeah, you'd have to step
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
An M.
we'd step in,
Yeah. Okay.
but I would step in behind
Kind of move to
Augusta.
cover.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Find like a metal strut that you can get behind and fire from.
Mhm.
And then you're shooting at the guy who's fighting Tall Man.
Yep.
Okay, so you're gonna make a attack with the weapon of choice by clicking it in your sheet.
With 0 dice.
So you got a success, which means you hit. So the next thing you should see there's roll damage. Click on the little guy's face there.
Little guy.
Yeah. So it's gonna be 1 physical damage, and then go ahead and we'll determine your random location. Let's see if this works. Hit location, roll. Right arm. Okay. So you hit him in the right arm for 1 damage, and he has 1 defense on his arm.
So it does 0.
He's wearing Raider armor. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it's making sense now.
Okay, Marvin. So you're kind of right near Tall Man. There's the dude fighting in melee with Tall Man, but you can actually, if you have medium range weapons, shoot at the ones on the bridge. Stephanie, that's you.
All right. What do I do?
So you got choices. There's the guy that's right with Tall Man, like right next to you, and then there's the 2 guys on the bridge. If you have weapons that fire at medium range, then you can hit the ones on the bridge. If not, it's close range. You're going to shoot them at the one that's fighting Tall Man, and it's action to do an attack.
Okay, it looks like I actually only have like 1 ranged weapon.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead. Let me attempt to shoot the guy next to Tall Man
Okay.
with my flamer.
Sounds good. Oh, we love it. We love to see it. So it's an energy weapon. Very, very cool.
Okay, and then. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at. Do I need to like click
Perfect.
the?
In the middle, it'll say attacks. You'll click the word flamethrower or whatever it says.
Okay.
And then it'll ask you how many dice you want to use. You can spend your action points to increase the number of dice you roll for additional successes.
Okay. But those action points, I would need to gain them back for doing random
Right.
stuff. Okay. I'll just do it. I'll just do the normal.
Okay. So
Uh,
you got 0 successes, so you kind of just shoot fire in that direction, trying to stay clear of Tall Man, which Tall Man you notice as the Mr. Handy kind of fires the flame off. It kind of shoots past the guy, but it looked like it was trying to go for just the guy and not you. Okay. And then you can move 1 zone to another. So you could fly past them meleeing and get onto the bridge if you wanted to, or you can just remain here.
Am I supposed to be seeing a map or?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so it's let me explain it like just theater of the mind. There's the door you entered in, and inside
Well,
of that...
yeah, no. I know
Okay.
what we're doing. I know in my mind's eye I see it, but I didn't know if we're supposed to also see it.
Is
on the
everyone
screen.
else good? I just want to make sure, because I know that some of you are very used to maps. And I'm sorry for not...
No, it's fine.
The maps they have for this game are very cool, because they're not, like, grid maps. They're, like, zone maps. And so it's just, like, a drawing of, like, an interior, and then they just put stuff on it. So,
I'll stay where I am though for.
okay. Staying with Tall Man on the fight. Alright, speaking of Tall Man. You're up.
Yeah, let's do this. So when you're rolling to attack, do extra successes equal extra attacks?
No.
Okay, is there any way to make multiple attacks?
No. So the damage for a weapon is usually like indicative of like what they do. Now there are weapons that have rate of fires. So if you're shooting a gun that has a rate of fire higher than 0, you can spend ammunition to increase the damage dice.
Huh, okay. Now with like melee weapons, is there any difference between one and two-handed?
I don't think so. I don't. If it says there's 2 options on there, two-handed I presume is gonna hit harder.
Okay. Let me take a look at this real quick. Yeah,
Oh.
okay, so baseball
Hold on.
bat, qualities, two-handed. Well that answers that question. It's a good thing I handed over the machete. Because I was gonna ask about like having more than one weapon. But I am going to, I guess I'm just gonna fucking wobble bonk him with the baseball bat. My target number is 12. I think I can do that out of QD20s. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and spend an action point on this one, just to make sure I get in there.
Okay.
So how do I do that?
So when you click it, it'll ask you how many dice you want to add. You're going to add 1 because you spent an action point. Then at the top of your sheet where it says action points, you're going to reduce the value you have by 1.
Oh, hell yes.
Okay, so with this, you're going to add 2 action points to the group pool because you succeeded by more than you needed to. Okay, you only needed 1 success on this. And then
Okay.
go ahead and click the roll for damage.
Let me just edit that real quick. Team AP is now 2. Roll for damage, I just clicked that. Oh, it says I can add additional dice for rate of fire.
Yeah,
So I could spend action points to increase the damage dice?
to increase the rate of fire, yeah.
Okay, could I spend the party AP to do that?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to spend, if it's okay with everybody, I'm going to spend one of the party AP
You just got 2
to
of
do
them,
extra
so
damage.
should be fine.
Is that cool with everybody?
Yeah, you earned them.
Okay.
Everyone's got it.
Alright, let's try. So that's
Okay.
14 physical damage.
Sure. So
I think I just fucking brained this guy.
as you kind of move to this guy and look to him, this being Rad Rocky, you kind of move over him and kind of bring down this baseball bat, and there's like a loud kind of clocking sound. And as you kind of like hit, you kind of strike again, and you can see his shoulder kind of like break down, and he's still standing, but he's like on quivering knees, and he's kind of like holding his tire iron kind of in that hand that you basically broke very loosely. It is hilariously funny that the very first combat roll you made in this game, Chad, he has 14 hit points. He has defensive 1 for physical damage. So
That's hilarious.
freaking good. We did skip Augusta in the process. Do you want to move onto the bridge, like just pass him and move on to the Raiders, or do you want to remain here?
I would move in.
Okay.
Um,
You're bypassing the fight that's going on the bridge and getting closer to the Raiders.
yeah.
Okay. And then, do you want to attack them? And how do you want to attack them?
How do I do that? Where the
Well, if you're
Or-
wanting to attack them, just pick a weapon. Since you've moved into the same space as them, you are at close range. The same zone as them, I mean. So you can make melee weapon attacks or short range weapon, like short range gun attacks.
Okay, I'll just stab a bit.
Yep. So silvery 10
And
millimeter
use
to the
action.
side, rushing forward with a knife. And you can
Yeah.
spend as many action points as you have. There's currently one AP
One in the party pool.
in the party pool.
I have 3, so I'm gonna use 2.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your attack then with 2 additional dice. Okay, so that's enough successes. So you'll beat by 2, add 2 more AP to the group pool, and then
I'm sorry, did she spend one?
she spent 1. Oh, yeah, she spent 1 though. You don't. Sorry, you don't
He's
get
been-
any. Never mind.
No, I use EP.
Yeah, she used her own. 2 of her
Oh,
own.
okay. She used her own. She didn't use any for the party. So,
Right.
but I mean, I still had 2 to the party, right? So we've
Right.
got 3 now. Cool.
And so that's a success. So go ahead and click the Pip-Boy face in the chat for roll damage. Okay. So that'll do 1 piercing damage to him. Roll for location.
Oh yeah, I forgot to roll location on my attack.
It's okay.
Oops. I mean, I damn near chopped him in half with a baseball bat.
That would have been where you hit since we didn't roll it. So it hit where I said it did, the right arm. That worked perfect. And then for Magpie, it hits the right leg. So you rush forward and stab him in the thigh. He is not wearing armor on his legs, so you kind of see the blade kind of sink into his thigh, and he kind of gas out in pain as you kind of draw the blade out. Okay, back. Well, we just did Tall Man with this hammer smash. We went back and did Byron, and then we're going down to Tappy.
Yeah. I will equip my knuckles
Okay, bonus action to do so.
and just run in to hit one of them.
Okay.
I assume the closest one, easiest one to hit would be the one
That
by Tall Man,
man's
or
fighting, yeah. He's basically
Okay.
beating the crap out of you. You're just rushing up and finishing the job.
yeah, I might as well kill still if I can.
Oh, I thought he only had 1 hit point left.
Yeah, he only has 1 hit point left, so Happy's gonna finish it.
Yeah, but Byron dealt 1 damage to him.
No, Byron was fighting the guy on the bridge, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought she rushed
Oh, I was
past.
confused about Raiders. They're all the same.
Yeah, I asked. Fair. They're all wearing the same outfit, idiot.
Oh, never mind. I didn't roll anything.
So you see him rush up, and like as he throws the punch, Rad Rocky kind of arm broken, lifts his open hand without the pipe iron and just grabs a hold of Happy's hand, just grabs it and looks at him. Fancy fucking Dan pushes him back and looks up at the super mutant. I've got the devil to fight. And he looks like he's ready to go, and he's speaking normal, so you knock the Boston right out of him. Dr. Rest will continue to not be in the fight. It very much looks like he's trying to see if he can't make his way across the bridge. Rad Rocky is going to, with his raiders, lift himself up a bit here and try to fight a super mutant in melee combat. More like Mad Rocky, am I right? Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
What an idiot. So he's wounded. Yeah, he's pretty fucked up. He's still gonna go for it with the tire iron. I'm gonna spend. I had 5 to start. I spent 1. I had 6 because of the pointing, so I spent 1. I have 5. I'm gonna spend 2 of my action dice here, in hopes of rad rocking. Haha! Hell yeah! Okay, so this is great. This is a natural 1, which is normally a bad thing, but it is a very great.
Oh
thing.
man, versus Rad Rocky.
Oh yeah, Rad Rocky is
Fight of the century.
fighting you. So he has successfully hit you. Because your defense, you said, was 1, right?
Right.
Let me double check and make sure that's going right. Defense notes. Yeah, that's right. The damage reduction is underneath defense. Defense is what it needs, what you need to be hit by. Okay, cool. No additional, no rate of fire benefits. He's going to do 5 physical damage to you.
Which part of my body?
And that is a great question. I'm going to go ahead and roll that.
My left arm has armor with physical damage reduction 1.
So 4 damage to the arm. And that is it for him. Big smile. It looks like the Vault Dweller, who was standing kind of in front of you, has rushed past the fight and is engaging the melee raiders, or those shooting raiders, with a blade on the bridge. So if you only have close weapons, you won't be able to help her. And then the guy who's is in your area, in your zone, I mean, he's living, but it's up to you what you want to do, John. Right, John? John, why are you making pudding? Who even makes this much pudding? I don't... His turn skipped. He doesn't get one. Marvin, you're up.
All right. So since it looks like, I don't know, I feel like the group at large has a handle on
Mr. Rocky here.
these raiders.
I
So
don't know. Rocky's fucking hanging in there.
I'll go on over to the doctor,
Okay.
and I don't know if this is possible, but is there a way that I can kind of like offer to like kind of escort him across the bridge safely?
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, if that's the case, on his turn, you'll be assisting him, and we'll cover that when we get there. But yeah, your turn is basically kind of held for that. Augusta, you are on the... Oh, the raiders didn't shoot. Hold on, let me do that real quick. One of the raiders is still shooting into your zone. It's going to be shooting at Marvin. It would have shot before you turned him with the other way.
No, Marvin.
Raider on
Why me?
Marvin, no action dice, no successes. Raider on... this is against Augusta. A little better. Point blank range seems to be doing good for them. So this is against you, Magpie. And it is going to... hit you in the right leg. So you're going to take 4 damage to the right leg. Okay?
Oh, I see. So how do we track, like, limb damage, I guess?
Sure. So if you're looking at your sheet...
Yeah. 4, and then I think the first attack you did was the right leg.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was 3 damage.
So what you'll want to do is you'll want to put the damage on the left. If you take radiation damage, it'll go on the right. When you take radiation damage, if you were to take radiation damage or are able to take radiation damage, it does not take down your hit point total. It takes down your maximum hit point total. So radiation damage happens first. Let's say you have 10 hit points, right? And I do 2 points of radiation damage and 1 point of physical damage to you from like a irradiated bullet. You'll drop your maximum hit points down by 2, and then you'll take 1 point of damage. So you'll net lose 3 hit points, but your new maximum will be 8. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, radiation, like, it occupies chunks of your hit points.
Yes. So Augusta, you are in point blank range. They just shot you for, I'm assuming 3 damage to the leg after physical reduction. What do you want to do? Is anybody able to hear her? I'm not getting anything from Magpie.
Nope.
Oh no.
Have like
There.
a hit point total.
There it is.
I'll just. Oh,
Go ahead. Oh, it's really bad. Anything?
none of.
I don't know what's happening over there.
Well, while we're waiting, or we got a second here, what are luck points?
What or what?
Luck
Or,
points.
Oh, yeah.
could
Look up luck. And then what are you looking for, Big Smile?
could I take my turn? I said I'd be right back.
No, you didn't.
I did.
What? Where?
Audibly.
I don't like it. Take your turn. It looks like Magpie's
Shoot.
headset is
Just
completely
shooting.
dead, though. She is flipping a desk. Okay, yeah. Are you shooting that
Same
same
guy.
the guy
Yeah.
who's horribly almost dead? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, don't worry about rolling damage. Any amount would have killed him. So actually, I'll roll a location just to see where it hits him. Right arm. Yeah, you shoot his arm, and he falls over and he's dead.
Huh. So what is the start of the round?
That would be the top of the initiative. So Dr. Rasts would be the first on the initiative,
So that's 16.
right?
Oh, okay, so he's not on it. So I imagine it'll be between Happy and Bailey.
No, it's between Happy and Dr. Rast. Did you not see Dr. Rast?
No, it says 11, 10, 10, 12, 11.
10, 12, 11, 11, 10, 10, 17.
Okay, sorry. I'm not.
He's not showing?
Yeah,
I'm
he's not
wondering-
showing for me either.
I'm just saying it looks like it's out of order.
It's not. I mean, because we're in the initiative right now. So Augusta, Magpie, just click an attack. You can hear me. If you can hear me, just click an attack if you want to attack. And if you don't click an attack, I'm going to assume that you're running away from the fight after getting shot. Okay, so she's not running. Okay, go ahead and click the damage, the face damage. In the chat there, yeah, perfect. Okay, and then I will click the location. That'll hit him square in the torso. Okay, so he has armor in the torso, physical damage down. This guy has already been hit by your knife, though, so we're looking at a total of 3 damage that has hit him. So he's very wounded. Tall man, you are up.
Can I like grab and throw this guy?
Yeah, so since this guy, if you want to just use your action and spend an action point, since this guy is very wounded and I'm done with him, if you want to throw him over the railing into the depths of the vault, I'm okay with that as a narrative beat.
I was kind of maybe hoping to throw him at the other raiders.
If you want to do that, you can spend 2 action points, and then you can go ahead and just make a. You're moving into their space and throwing it. You'll go ahead and make a unarmed strike attack if you have it.
Yeah, I don't have any action points, but we've got 3 in the bank.
Yep, there's 3 in the pool.
Just throw the guy over the railing.
Yeah, if you throw the guy over the railing, it's 1 action point.
Yeah, I think John will just let me do that for free.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
He kind of jumps up and hits you with the tire iron. As he's kind of backing away, you kind of really quickly just reach over and grab him with your big old super mutant hand, then grab his torso, almost like fully enveloping him, lift him up, and just throw him feet first over the railing. You can move into onto the bridge space if you want. Advance.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so
And
Augusta
he's just
Byron.
like shaking his fat, and he says, "Rad Rocky's dead!"
Augusta Byron, trained in the pits, made to fight, rushes forward with the blade, stabs, bang bang, shoots the guy, and then like they see their boss get thrown over a ledge, and then this huge super mutant just kind of like stepping behind the vault dweller. Perfect. We love to see it. Happy, you are.
I would like to go try to punch one of them.
You're gonna go punch one of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Rushing forward.
And I'll spend my 1 action point. Get an additional dice.
Okay.
Still nothing.
You're rolling too
No.
high. So yeah,
No.
you kind of rush forward and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. And they're just kind of like, dodging. Dr. Rast will move across the bridge and get behind this big old entourage of fighting. And at that point, Marvin, you'll assist. So you're basically moving with the doctor. shielding him. You are now on the catwalk space, prepared to find an opening and get across, because that seems to be what Dr. Rast is trying to do. Red Rocky burns in hell for all eternity, and then it'll go to the Raiders. I'm getting feedback again. Oh, it's coming from Magpie. I'm so sorry. I really wish I knew what was going on with your stuff. Just we'll work it through text as best we can. Okay. So the guy who's fighting Augusta is going to toss his pipe gun aside and pull a tire iron out and try and hit her. He will fail. She kind of reaches up, brings the switchblade, catches his fingers. He backs away. And then the other one will shoot his gun at the super mutant, and he will back away. I'm going to spend 1 action point for this. And I hit. Why did it roll small? Oh, I see. It's stupid. I'm going to click this, and then I'm going to click this for the damage. I only got the 1 success. So, Chad, when you get back, you're going to take 3 physical damage to the chest.
Who is?
Chad.
Yeah, I think I have. Let me see. I think I have a chest piece.
Yeah, I think so.
I do. I have damage reduction 1, so that's
Yep.
2 damage.
Yep.
Okay.
Big smile.
Tall man's looking pretty beat up, y'all. He's about to shake that doctor down first impact.
Oh, that's a great question. Magpie, see the chat. Can you use your camera audio? It might be an inborn camera, though. I don't know.
Sometimes, I think most of them have a microphone, so I didn't know if that
Yeah.
might be an option.
She is using a laptop audio. Headset. We need to get you a headset. All right, that's gonna be the June fund. I think I'm gonna see.
Oh, I might have some ones from. I'll do some looking. I'll
Okay.
send if I think I have some extra ones.
So Big Smile, you are kind of still in the back area, but you're 1 zone away from the bridge. There's 2 raiders. One of them's wounded and getting beaten the crap out of by the Vault Dweller. How would you like to proceed? John, you're muted.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna do the other fellow with the tire iron,
Okay.
as we do.
Pop, pop. And so you're moving on to the bridge as well.
No pop.
All right. Next up is Marvin.
We didn't earn any more team AP, did we?
Not yet.
So I was saying I was gonna try and escort the guy across the.
I think with the whirring kind of arms and such, you can move to the next zone, kind of creating a buffer between you and like 1 railing. And if you do that, if you basically prepare to do that on Dr. Rast's turn, he'll be able to move through the melee without a problem.
Oh, did we like skip his turn, or is it just not come up yet?
Well, yeah. So he went. You moved from 1 zone to the next. So you're on the bridge. So the next turn will be you kind of moving off the bridge onto the far zone.
Gotcha. Okay. And
Yeah.
that's all I can do. I can't.
Well,
If I attack, that would do better.
If you want to specifically protect him, that would be the way of it. If you want to kill them and then you don't need to protect them from them because they're dead, you could go that route instead.
Okay. Well, since we're passing by anyway, I'll take a swipe at which
Yeah.
one looks the most.
Well, what I mean to say is you won't be doing. I guess that's fair. Yeah, you'll be able to move through without an issue if you attack. Go ahead.
Okay. Which one looks the most messed up?
The one that Augusta's fighting.
Okay, I'll go ahead and buzz my
Yeah,
buzzsaw,
Buzzsaw.
and I will go ahead and use an additional dice.
Okay.
My own.
2 successes,
Nice.
so add 1 to the pool because the only 1 was needed, and then go ahead and click on the damage, the blue face there in the chat.
Do.
Okay, so 3 physical damage, and then this will be at location Torso. Okay, so he's got armor on his chest plate, but he takes it, and with the 3 and then 1 and then that. So this guy will die. You can hear
Yay.
bones kind of cracking underneath the bone saw, and like as it kind of sorry for the bone cracking. I apologize. That's my bad. She can't even scream to yell at me to stop. No bone cracking. He dies horribly.
Stop saying the words.
Beautiful.
Sorry. He's dead.
Hey,
I'm so sorry.
so I have a question.
Go ahead.
It says effects piercing 1. Would that be like the ignores X points of target's damage reduction for each roll?
Yep.
Piercing? Okay. I didn't know. I seen that and I had to look it up. None of my stuff has cool stuff like that, so I'm kind of sad. But
Yeah, that's why I said he has armor, but it doesn't matter. Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Sure I knew.
Marvin, then you move on to the next platform. You kind of pass by, right?
Sounds good.
And then Augusta, I'm going to assume you are murdering. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. As the words were coming out of my mouth, I felt horrible, and I am laughing, but it's not because I think it's funny. It's because it's trauma response me. Okay, 7 is a success. So it's 1 success with the 10mm. Go ahead and roll damage, and you can. Okay, if you up the rate of fire, you're just spending more ammunition. If you want to do it that way, and then the location is torso again. Okay, so that will kill him. Or no, this is a different guy. This will be the different guy. We killed the other guy. So this guy's fresh off the bat, and that's the first damage he's taken. Okay.
Fresh off the bat, you say?
Well, he'll be fresh on the bat momentarily. And no bones will ever be broken. Go ahead, old tall man.
Well, yeah, I'm just gonna step in there and wrap this up. I'm gonna spend an action point to get an extra roll on this one.
Okay.
Let me see here.
And that's from the
Baseball bat.
pool, correct?
Yes.
So there's, what, 2 left in there?
No, there should be 3.
3 left in there? Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'm hoping I can just earn them back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I shifting over here. I can just track it in my head. Currently sitting at 3, so I get an extra roll on this one. Additional dice 1. Smashy.
Okay. Go ahead and give the
Cool.
damage. And
Yeah.
group AP goes up by 1.
Yeah, it goes back up to 4. I'm gonna spend an extra dice on the damage here. So roll damage, extra dice, 1. Yeah, so that's 10 damage.
Okay.
How does it determine dice? So when it says damage 6, is that a D6?
No, it's just the number 6.
Okay, so but the first time I added extra damage, it was a 14.
Yeah. I don't know.
So why is it? Okay, we just trust that the system's working the way it's supposed to.
You added an additional 1, right?
Right. So the party
You added an
total.
additional 2 on the last one. So because you had an additional dice added, or an additional hit added, it added another 4, which I'm assuming is the base damage of your baseball bat, since the tire irons.
Oh, okay. So I added extra dice because I rolled extra attacks.
You added extra damage value of weapon. Yes.
Okay.
That's
so
the math.
right. So the team AP is currently sitting at 3.
Yep.
I dealt 10 physical damage. I didn't determine.
Is dead. There is no more combat, so we're gonna be okay. So as you smash the last one, we're gonna go through the last person's initiative just to be sure. Happy, is there anything you're doing in the very last round of combat?
I didn't know they already took over everything, you know?
So Dr. Gas will move forward through the pathway that was cleared by Marvin and head to the other side of the... Oh, sorry, this one is the one I want. Head to the other side of the facility and attempt to make his way in. So, you follow chasing after, and you enter a small room with 2 walls lined with dusty, disabled computers. Ashtrays, empty chem injections, broken bottles litter the floor. A single working computer and monitor glows with a dull green light on a desk cluttered with flies.
Gross.
Sitting with her back slumped up against an adjacent desk is a young woman with short, dark hair, wearing warm, tight-fitting clothes suited for long-distance travel. Her glasses lay askew on her nose, and one of her lenses fractured. Her hands are soaked with blood as they try to apply pressure to a vicious hole in her abdomen. A few moments. After a few moments, she looks up and speaks in a serene but pained voice. "Hey, Daddy-O," she says, smiling enough that you can see her broken teeth. "Looks like you're all stuck with me now." Once you get into the room, Rast is trying to kind of shoo people out, but you all kind of came with him. So he's trying to kind of make physical gestures to kind of get you out of the room, but he doesn't seem to be saying anything. It's more just trying to body language you out.
I will say that after the fight, old tall man would probably go over the dead raiders and see if they have anything useful on them.
Mm-hmm. And then that's fair. So you're staying back then. You're not actually following after.
No, he's looking for something to like patch himself up.
Sure, you can. Yeah. Hold on. That's actually a great question. Rad Rocky is obviously not someone you can take stuff off of.
Yep. In retrospect, I probably should have just kept beating him into a pulp.
It's cooler this way.
So definitely, 110%.
They have a total of 10 bottle caps together, like 3 on one, 7 on the other. Road leathers, pipe guns, and tire irons. And if you're using a pipe gun, you can get a full clip out of what they have. As far as ammunition goes,
How many is that? I don't know how many I currently have.
Yeah, if you have one, you can just click the arrow on the left of it, and it should.
Oh, it says I have seven ammo currently.
Yeah. So then I will say that it's 7 ammo since you haven't fired yours per guy, so a total of 14. Actually, they fired, so it's 6 and 5, 11 total shots.
So I have 18 currently.
Okay. Did anybody else stay back with the raiders and do any scouring there? Everyone else followed the doctor and Marvin into the next room. Is that fair?
Fair, yeah.
Okay.
So, it was like just
real quick, Chad. You have 10 bottle caps, and then 6 and 5 bullets. Okay.
Yeah, and I can't wear the road leathers because I'm a super mutant.
Yeah, they can fit. You can just stretch them out. That's how leather works, I guess.
Maybe.
So, Augusta, you are a vault dweller, so you know that there are terrible horrors of vault tech sociological and biological experiments. You understand that this place and this woman here appear to be connected in a way that you are familiar with and others would not be able to understand. You realize this because you can see that she is wearing a Pip-Boy. She doesn't seem to be very trustworthy. Like, she does, by her statement, seem to just be kind of sarcastically just noting that you exist, but she very much looks wounded. For everyone else, exploring the room, you can spend luck to add a detail to the scene. You can also spend luck to stack the deck, which means you use your luck attribute for a skill test instead of any other attribute. You can use a luck point to do lucky timing to interrupt the normal turn order and take your turn right now. Or you can use it for misfortune, which says you can reroll a d20 or 3 DC per luck point spent. So, again, you can add details to the scene by spending luck, is what I'm trying to say here, in this specific room. Is there There are a grouping of decommissioned computers, as I mentioned. There might be supplies in this space. There are desks. Um, what would you folks like to do who are in the room?
Um.
Who are in the room, Chad? Come on.
Oh, I got it. No, but it was just the caps and the leathers and the bullets.
10 caps, bullets, leathers, yes. For those who are in the room.
Yeah, I'll spend a luck point to add more detail to it.
Okay. Any specific thing that I mentioned that you want to focus in on?
You said there was desks in here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to kind of look through them and maybe see if there's anything.
Okay. So the desk files, they're scattered files on the desk, and they're missing many pages, but contain medical and physiological reports for what appear to be 72 total residents of Vault 95, dated over a period of 5 years. They indicate that the Vault dwellers were all alcoholics or drug addicts being treated through a variety of community-based therapies and an unnamed medical procedure. Overall, the reports are mundane and uninteresting, but suggest that the addicts' treatments were extraordinarily successful and that they had performed a tight-knit or had formed into a tight-knit community in the Vault. Go ahead and make a perception or a medicine check. And the difficulty for this is going to be a 1.
Yeah, I didn't get anything.
Okay. So yeah, you're kind of scanning over the files. Nothing seems to stand out for you. You're mostly just shuffling through. You kind of get the gist, and you kind of just toss them back on the table or on the desk. Okay. What about for you, Stephanie? What's Marvin specifically kind of focusing on in the room?
Sorry if I'm crunching.
It's okay.
He would kind of.
Well, I was going to say too, a good point here. Sorry to cut you off with your notation about chewing. You're not in a combat right now, so if you have food items on your person, you can eat them and gain health benefits if you're not a robot. So.
Oh, I did not realize that.
Yeah, you can't eat during combat. This isn't a Bethesda game, you crazy bastards. But after a fight, you can eat. During a combat, there are only 2 ways to heal. Drugs, of course, drugs. Drugs give you more drugs, and then first aid. Those are the only 2 ways to heal during combat. You can't heal someone who is dying with first aid. Only drugs.
And I eat 20 tomatoes.
Do you have 20 tomatoes?
No.
Do you want to see if there's 20 tomatoes in here?
Yes.
Wait your turn. Stephanie, what are you wanting to...
Geez. All right. So he'd be looking for any kind of like spare technological parts to kind of augment his own body. If he didn't immediately see something that's like just by scanning the room, he would ask the doctor, like, I don't know. I can't think, but he'd just ask him some questions, I guess.
Well, I would say, Marvin, what's your charisma?
Let's see. I think it's pretty low. Wait. Oh, no, it's 7.
Yeah, I was like, you're either going full Matt Berry or like full robot, and like I don't think it's going to go in the middle. So 7 is pretty high. So you're pretty socially competent. You were designed to kind of understand people and help them in their needs. And so it does seem that Dr. Rass is kind of shooing you from the room. He wants you to leave, and it seems like he wants to be alone with this woman that's wounded. While you're kind of deciding whether you're going to do that, you do as you asked. You're looking for parts. You see that the decommissioned computers are all pretty much lifeless. As you kind of look to them to see if you're going to get some parts out of them, I need you to make a repair test. The difficulty is 0, so you can automatically succeed, but if you roll, you can potentially get action points added to your group pool if you don't roll a natural 20. If you roll a natural 20, then there'll be complications.
Oh, complications.
Yep. Indeed.
Okay.
So you went for it, and you got a success, which means you get an action point added to the group total, and you get the benefit. So, I will roll this. 2 2, 3. Wait, why am I rolling that? Hold on. Roll that and award them common materials total rolled. So 1. You find one common material. Okay?
Okay.
And then you decide whether or not you want to stay there or follow Dr. Rast's key.
Yeah. So I'm gonna kind of just like buddy up to the doctor, like
Stay with him.
hopefully
Okay.
he's just gonna be like, oh, that's just that's just a Mr. Handy. It's just following me around. He's not like,
Sure. Okay.
Murderous.
And then uh Brent, what is Happy doing?
After looking through the files, which Augusta
Oh,
interested.
I already did that with you. I'm so sorry. I meant to say
Very good.
John. I meant to say John. Go.
Are you-
I saw you getting up and doing something, and my brain didn't realize I was asking you a question. I already did. John, I'm coming
Yeah.
to you, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
I'm just being cautious, to
Okay.
be honest. I don't really know these people. I don't trust
Do you
these
do
people.
what Dr. Rast seems to be gesturing towards and like leave, or do you want to search this room for stuff?
I think based on I didn't leave with much from Good Neighbor, I'd probably look around.
Okay. So, anything in particular you want to search? Or do you want to spend a luck point to add a detail to the room?
Nothing in particular. Just kind of poking around.
Okay.
Looking for tomatoes to eat.
Go ahead and make a survival check.
Is that off of
It's a skill.
the wrong? I'm on the wrong thing. Yep. Siri by ego. No dice. Hey.
So you are getting a complication because of the 20, but you did succeed. Okay. So,
Rip.
no, sorry, the difficulty test was 2. You did not succeed. So just complications for you. Okay.
Damn.
So as you're scavenging for supplies in here, you see that there is a kind of broken up looking bit of material kind of in a corner. And when you go to check it, you reach your hand in to kind of see what's there, and you feel kind of like a sharp, kind of fierce bite on your hand. Your immediate response is like stepping into the pile, kind of like crushing it, and you realize that inside there was like a rad roach that bit your hand for 1 point of damage. That's the complication we're going with, and it goes through armor because it was catching the flag again. But at that point, you smash the rad roach with your foot, fat style, and it's dead.
Can I eat it?
You can, yeah, you can. I don't think anybody else would be able. Well, Silver Mutant could. Yeah, you guys could share if you wanted to, but if you don't want to share,
Sweet.
I mean, it's all yours.
I mean, probably
Old
sure.
tall man has almost certainly eaten a person before.
So, for you, Happy, and Big Smile, and Augusta, I know you're there. Is there anything in particular you just want to type out, like that you would want to search for or check out?
They were asking about my the files I was looking at earlier.
The files. Okay. So if
If you're
that's
still interested or not, I just know they asked me about them earlier.
if that's the case, then I'll say that with the luck point you spent and the fact that you're kind of entering into a role there without clicking to assist and figuring out how that works, we're just going to add the position up 1 from that and state that in the files, as you're kind of going over them and you see him get annoyed and bored with them, you see black bars from like the corner of your eye, and you kind of walk over to it and grab a hold of that file specifically. Looking at it, it seems that there is a very, very detailed but very, very redacted file for someone named Randall Gutierrez that has been pretty much entirely redacted. Who that is, you don't know. but it seems that this person's full information has been black marked. Okay. Does anybody after that point of like initial search, after kind of coming in, seeing the wounded girl, and seeing Dr. Ras trying to kind of get everybody away from her, but like not saying anything about it, does anybody want to talk to her specifically, try to help her, or anything to that effect?
No, I'll just leave.
Okay. Anybody?
I mean, as far as I know, Tall Man's still tossing the Raiders.
Yeah, you'll come in. So you see the situation, the doctor, people shuffling around the room, wounded girl.
I do walk over to the doctor and just sort of hold out my hand.
Wounded woman, sorry. You hold out your hand.
Yeah, like the fighting's over. Give you my machete back.
Oh,
You didn't use it anyways.
he doesn't even realize he's still holding it, and he hands it over.
Yeah.
Magpie says she wants to look closer at the files.
Okay. Yeah, so she would see that like the only one that seems to be of note in the files on the desk is that one, the Randall Gutierrez.
Oh. Well, I guess now that we're in here, like, yeah, I guess old Tall Man will start like kind of
And
poking
then-
around looking for
hold
any supplies.
Okay, while you're doing that, Augusta Byron, you said you had a stim pack. You're going to her to help. Is that right?
Oh, nice.
Yes, she's typing. Cool. Okay, so then the Vault Dweller, kind of pushes past Dr. Rast, and Dr. Rast says, "Don't even." And you hear the familiar sound of a stim kind of going off as Augusta expertly puts it near the wound and hits it. You can see a look on Dr. Rast's face that's kind of like annoyed, and he kind of looks around, kind of, just kind of not happy.
Yeah, he ain't me.
The woman looks to Augusta, kind of like with a grin, says, "Thanks. I really appreciate you." So, you planning to help me out with this? I was just returning from a scout trip, and I was captured by the gunners who were after something I don't have, and I managed to escape. I came here to hide, but I got shot at several times by those raiders. Made it in. My vault is a community of scientists. I'm an ecologist, and I'm just trying to save the world. Thank you. I really felt like I was close to death there, but you were very helpful, she says at Augusta. If you want to make a survival check, Chad, while she's typing, she'd say, "Yeah, scientists." And if you want to press that line of conversation, you can make either a speech or a bargain check, Magpie, depending on which angle you take. Obviously, I understand your conversation stylings are a little limited right now, but if you want to go either speech or bargain, whichever, to convince her or to kind of get her to tell you more. Okay. So you kind of angle it a bit, but don't really get much information. Tall Man's kind of banging around the room, so it's not really helping with the discourse, right? It's kind of hard to focus up when super mutants in the background, like throwing over fucking shelves and shit.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
So that said, she doesn't really lead on at all or talk about anything else. and it kind of cloisters up a little bit as well. She says that she definitely needs some help, though. The doctor says, "Well, I'm with her. I'm staying with her. I'm going to help her do whatever she needs to do." Um, if you can get me home, she says, I'm pretty sure I'm going to die, even though you've helped. I feel like I can maybe save my family. And Raz says, "Come on, we should help this lady." And
What's in it for us?
Micah doesn't seem to be like. It's kind of like a weird, like, I don't know, like he's like a strange fan. Who is she to me? She's the greatest hope that the Wasteland's ever had. She's trying to make the world a better place.
Old tall man kind of like perks up at that, and he says, "How?"
Do you say that out loud, Marvin, or is that more? Did you not just sit around and watch her almost die? he kind of. Well, some of us have specific talents. I wasn't made with a buzzsaw for a hand and a flamethrower for another.
Then what kind of doctor are you?
The worst kind, he says, crying in lament.
So, what's in it for us if we do get you back to your vault or wherever?
If you're not willing to help me, that's fine. Raz says, she's a scientist. She's going to make the world better. Drinking water for everyone. Plants growing again.
Yeah, that's future talk. We might not even make it past tomorrow, but I need
Shame on you.
today.
Shame on you.
Just because this is actually on my sheet. When he says plants growing again, tall man like reaches into his bag and like digs around for a little bit, and then he pulls out a potted plant and he says, "Plant's growing just fine," but it's like the potted plant is like dead as shit.
Well, there could be more than just that. He says,
Like it's crunchy.
like buying into
Yeah.
buying into the
it's
delusion.
like, yeah, it is brittle.
Does anybody in the room want to mess with anything else in the room at this point?
I didn't have any luck looking for anything. So there's no other doors or any way like deeper
Well,
into the vault?
So you're currently in a room that's in the vault. You kind of rushed into the vault after Dr. Ras. So you've actually moved through quite a bit of the vault
Okay,
to get here. It's just it all kind of blurred past you without stopping. Kind of
I got you.
rushed
Is
back in.
so we've hit the lady with the stim pack. She wants to go home. We're not sure if she's gonna survive.
Right. She says she
So-
thinks she's going to die anyway.
In addition to the stim pack, is there any further work that can be done on her?
So for Augusta, who's doing the medicine side of it, she isn't sure what she means by she's still going to die. So who knows what she means by that.
Maybe she's diseased.
I said, who knows?
Well,
You do.
all humans die eventually.
Not Mr. Handy's, though.
Have you considered becoming
Until their battery runs
a
out.
mutant?
It's not a change I've considered, no.
Well, it's always an option.
Does anyone, like, anything else in the room that anybody wants to mess with? Or, because Dr. Ass is kind of getting her up and starting to try and, like, lead her back out of the vault.
Well, he's no good at anything. So
Well, he'll say, "We can't go back the way we came. We climbed down the ladder. We'll have to go out the side entrance." Because remember,
I'm sorry.
you climbed down into the vault, and then you kind of came in it this way. So you can't
you're
take
acting like I can't just stuff her in my backpack. And
that.
climb
She's not a
back.
piece of equipment. Yeah, no, that's not how it works.
I'm sorry. Did he establish how they know each other?
No.
Yeah, he did not.
Can I elaborate on that?
How do you
Maybe
know?
like, hey, can
how,
you
how do you know each
so
other? Is that
yeah,
what-
why you so keen to help this little lady here?
Like I said, she's the best possible hope we have.
How'd you know that we're here?
Do me a favor and make me a. If you don't have. Make me a perception roll.
Okay. That is from.
It is one of your special. It is P on special.
Okay. Yep. PP
I think
special.
you can roll just straight special.
If I go to, no, you cannot.
Huh. Okay. Well, we're
Like-
learning. We're learning.
I can
But
do
the athletics?
speech.
No, athletics, no. So speech is not bad, but that goes off of charisma. I'm okay with that. That's fine. Let's do that.
I could do perception pilot. No, let's not do that. Okay,
Let's go with speech.
speech.
Okay,
Well.
speech increases to 100, but you have to roll under that now. So that's fair. So what I will say is that it would have been a situation where I needed 2 successes and you got 0.
Mhm.
Since I didn't get a chance to say that, do you want to spend any of your action points or the group's action points to roll additional dice for that roll?
No. If
Okay.
I needed to, then there's no point.
Okay, because again, you could spend up to 5, so you could add 3 dice to that roll.
Well, what do you
Good.
think? Everybody else?
We have a lot of points in the group pool, right? Like,
I'll use
It's
I'll use
free
one
right
of
now.
mine. I'll use one of mine in one of the groups.
Okay.
So what? Do I just do it again?
Yeah, if you're rolling 2 additional, just roll it again with 0. Okay. So that's 1 is actually going to count as 2 successes.
Ah.
Nice.
So that'll be enough. So
Hell yeah.
what you would get from the conversation here, the thing that I was trying to get you to perceive, is that his clothing underneath his white lab coat seems to be very kind of familiar to you. And as you're listening to his speech patterns more and more, you're starting to realize that this guy is, yeah, he says he's from somewhere with a lot of scientists, is kind of what you heard him say. And you heard her say that that's the case. But the thing that you're catching on about him is it seems that he is kind of dressed like a member of the Brotherhood of Steel.
yeah,
You
it
got
doesn't
someone
seem to
strip
be a
off their
very.
jacket.
But
Easy there. Easy there, Augusta.
to make sure to make sure you understand what I'm trying to say here is the speech patterns and the outfit underneath seem to be very kind of like made to be that way, right? The thing you're actually catching on to is it seems like it's programmed that way.
Oh, so he's a synth.
He may very well be a synth.
Ooh.
Dude,
Wait,
Sounds like something a synth would say.
Does she? Yeah, it does sound like something a synth would say. Does she seem to be a synth?
She does not. She's bleeding.
Oh, fair.
It's very
Good
fair.
point. Good
Would-
point.
Would my robotic aptitude key me in on the nature of this fella?
Oh, I would say that since he is acting and is basically programmed to act like a person, and you're programmed to like receive it, it's like there's this. there's this level of like robotics that's happening here that's kind of like a nightmare, where you're made to serve a human and this one's made to be like a human, and so you're both performing the function so perfectly you don't realize that you're both getting got here. Like you're not serving a human and you're not pretending to be a human because you're playing the game, right? So like neither of you are wiser to the fact that you're both in this eternal loop of programming. You are doing what you're supposed to be doing, and he is doing what he is supposed to be doing. That's very fun. I love it. But yeah, he does appear to be. I will say though, for freebie, remember when you were ripping apart the computers and pulling out the parts and stuff? You would have seen that there is a computer present that doesn't look like it's fully decommissioned, and it's one that you haven't ripped apart. It does look like if it were plugged in and utilized by someone who's good at computers. It looks like a What's the name of the robot corporation again? It's
Robco?
Robco. It's a Robco command terminal, which means that it controls robots, either like yourself
Mm.
or more military-like robots. If you're familiar with the Mr. Gutsy.
Are we out of like stuff we can do in here?
No,
Or...
you can still do stuff in here. If you want to
I
try
wanna...
and go for the computer.
Yeah. I want to try and check that out.
Okay. So hacking the computer, you pop it open, the one that was glowing. You can make an intelligence or a science check. Now, if you want, you can just succeed. It's an automatic success for you. However,
Okay.
if you want to roll, there's a possibility of rolling a 20 and getting complications. And there's a possibility of rolling extra successes to get additional action points for the group. Or you can just say, I win.
We'll just go ahead with the straight win for this
Okay.
one.
When you enter and access the computer, you are in it, and you are now able to observe in the computer what is available to you as options. Some of these options may require hacking at a higher level than just turning it on and checking it out. Vault 95's purpose, according to the computer, was to observe the social and psychological effects of reintroducing addictive substances to a community of individuals who believed they had successfully recovered from their addictions. The result was
Fuck this place.
immediate, violent chaos.
That's fucked. That's fucked. So
The vault
fucked.
houses many laser turrets and Mr. Gutsy robots that are programmed to investigate tripped alarms. When no alarm is active, all mobile units go back to their routine patrol routes. They have been hovering round the same routes for hundreds of years now. If an alarm trips, mobile units are programmed to search for intruders until the alarm is reset or disabled by approved Vault Tech staff. Since no Vault Tech staff are available, disabling the alarm requires hacking the computer's secured systems. If you wish to attempt to disable the alarm and tripwires outside in the area that we'll be moving through, I'll need you to make a science roll. And there is a high difficulty on this, so you may want to spend as many action points as you have available to do so.
All right.
Difficulty is
I have. I will spend. I have one for myself. Does anyone object to me using some from the pool?
I say use all three of them. That could save us so many headaches.
Yeah. Is anyone cool with that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So
Okay. So
if you use all three from the pool, that'll save you your one on yourself. So
Oh.
go ahead and keep that because you can only add 3.
yeah, I just saw
okay.
that.
So you'll have
So-
5 total. So you're going to roll with 3 extra dice and a science check.
Okay.
Okay. So you disable the tripwires and alarm systems. Hold on.
Oh, damn.
You will not succeed because you've needed difficulty 3. You need to succeed the 3. However, we're introducing another element to the game here. I will allow you to succeed with 2 additional successes here. I will allow you to complete this at a cost, which means that at a later point, not action points for me, this is a separate matter entirely, I will gain a function that is prescribed by this specific devil's bargain, if you will.
Interesting. Also, Augusta is asking if she may assist.
Oh, yes. So click the roll to assist button. There in the thing. It should be right on her little Marvin's card.
Oh, does she click that or do I?
I think she should be able to. If she's not,
Okay.
There she goes. Okay, so that means she added 1 success. So we're still 1 success shy of getting it.
He's like, I still have a chance here.
So same bargain. I will
That's
light.
two additional.
I'll lighten it. I'll lighten it, but
Okay.
same
Oh,
bargain.
I was gonna say, if he's still gonna give you 2 successes, that would put 1 point back in the party pool.
I don't know, just the 1 success.
You know what? Because I'm an agent of chaos. Let's do it.
Okay. So you managed to hack into the system, guessing the correct words and finding them within a bunch of other random letters. For some reason, that's how hacking works in Fallout.
Yeah.
And you managed to succeed. The lockdown for the system states that it will be in place for 24 hours, and you may not attempt to. Or sorry, the system is now locked out because that is the thing that I'm doing to you. So now you cannot enter into the system to turn them back on or turn on any other security measures for 24 hours. You managed to hack it and get the result you wanted, but you are barred from doing anything else with the security systems. That is the negative that you are getting, the devil's bargain, if you will. Okay, so she and you get moving. At the far end of the, if that's what you want to do, because I don't think there's anything else anybody's doing in the room. Okay, at the far end of the hall. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, if everybody's gonna be hobbling along, Paul Man's got no problem like putting his stuff away and just carrying her.
She definitely doesn't look like she's someone you want to rough and tumble around. Her moving out of her own ability seems to be good. Picking her up and kind of holding and cradling her might be fine, but putting her over your shoulder or anything, treating her like a bag of potatoes, that's not going to work. She is very much dying from some wound that a stim did not heal. I would say that Marvin, no, Happy probably, and Big Smile. The two of you get it. You're pretty sure that she's dying of radiation sickness. Like that's not a thing that a stim's going to cure, and there's no rataway that you've been able to get a hold of. You're pretty sure she's not long for this world, and something seems to still be irradiating her. That said, so at the far end of the hall, as you're making your way out, you'd see a floating Mr. Gutsy robot appear from around the corner and make its way towards a different direction. You obviously know a Mr. Gutsy is a spherical robot with 3 ocular devices extending from its top and 3 heavily armed mechanical tendrils stretching out from its base. It spins around in a circle, focusing its camera in the direction that it is heading. The alarms do not trigger. It seems to be returning to its charging port.
Nice.
Because it's been shut off. So, go ahead.
Going off your last thing, so is that something that we can make a comment to the group?
Yeah.
That we're noticing that they might have something on them.
You can share information with whoever you like.
And I'll kind of like walk or slow jog up to old Dom and kind of poke him on the side, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Big guy.
When you poke him, you get the impression that he's kind of soft.
Oh, like squishy?
Yeah.
Like flabby, like old.
Oh, okay.
Not like Jack, like a normal super mutant, but just sort of soft.
So he'll poke him and be like, "Oh, huh," and they'll look at his finger and go, "Ooh." Then, I think that the young miss here is suffering from something that might be on her possession, not bodily harm. Well, I guess it's causing bodily harm, but radiation poison.
Chat exploded.
We should probably check her pockets. God damn it.
We are having so many technical difficulties tonight.
But yeah, I say we should
Monday.
check her pockets.
Okay. If you check her pockets, she is resistant, but she's also kind of not in a means to defend herself. And also,
Right, and
the
I'd
doctor
say-
did resist against old tall man's like desire to carry her, but after a very short kind of like staring contest, obviously the very large super mutant won. Um, I'm kind of sad that we succeeded so well on that check, but it does make for a bit better thing. There's actually a conversation block. If there's a Mr. Handy in your group, they can try to talk to Mr. Gutsies and talk them down. Like, I'm one of you. Don't kill us. We are just normal people. So sad about that. But moving right along, the Gutsies move away, the laser defenses shut off, and you're making your way out. You head to the door, and this door is not like the last one. Instead, it moves out onto where that staircase, or sorry, where that bridge would have been. At the end of it is an elevator that seems to go up. The other side did not have an elevator that was functional. The door had been shut at the top. This appears that the sky above, you can see it. You're in like a barrel of a vault cylinder, and the elevator seems to be working. So, with that, after a very quick kind of manipulation of it, you ascend upwards, and once you make it to the cold, clear skies of the night near the glowing sea, Dr. Rast kind of asks for, at her insistence as well, asks to lay the woman that you now know as Mika down gently on the cold ground. He'll remove his gas mask, revealing his face for the first time. He has silver hair, dashing man, but his eyes have compassionate tears as he stares down at the dying woman. Mika lets her head rest back against a rock. A peaceful expression touches her face, causing her to smile as she stares up at the green glowing sky. And then she says, "Funny, when I was a little girl, I always dreamed about what the world up above was like. Blue skies, birds chirping, sunshine. Never imagined I'd die beneath a radioactive green sky. Never imagined it'd be so pretty. Ain't that a bite?" She laughs musically to herself until that laugh turns to an anguished cough filled with kind of dark blood. Rast quietly hushes her. He looks over his shoulder to anyone watching and says sadly, "It won't be long now," as he appears to kind of do medical stuff, trying to make her pain lessened. In her final moments here, she's willing to talk with anybody. If you wish to attempt to speak to her, it's a speech test.
Would you like me to put you out of your misery sooner?
Chad returns. I gotta put everybody back in
Did
place.
we ever check their pockets?
So that would be happening now, and
Okay.
she doesn't really have much of anything. Bear with me here.
Probably used it already.
I think she has one piece of. She doesn't have anything physical on her. No. I'm gonna need to make sure everybody's in the right spot. We're good. Okay. So yeah, she doesn't have anything. Maybe like a 4 10-millimeter bullets.
So something's killing her.
Inside of her. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's inside of her. The bullet wound was It was a radioactive bullet. We mentioned it earlier as a bit of foreshadowing.
Yep.
But yeah, it's far too.
Radium round.
It was far too late before you found her, anyways. So, that said, you can attempt a speech test with her during her final moments. Difficulty is 2. And Augusta says to Mika, "Sometimes the truth is better than a lie," as she kind of looks up to the irradiated sky as well, sharing the moment with the dying vault dweller. Does anybody wish to like talk to her and ask her any questions? Like, basically, when I say a speech test, I'm basically asking you if you want to enter a point where you're going to get information, and that's what the
Yeah, I'm
speech
trying to
test
figure out what the hell's going on. Like, obviously
Sure.
she's dying. We were planning on taking her home, but she's dying like right now.
Yeah.
Um,
So you're
So-
wanting to show her kindness to get information out of her to see what's going on here, right? So Augusta kind of like is trying to be caring and keep close to her. She doesn't really relinquish much more information to you, Augusta, than yeah. You take if Big Smile's willing to let you have the 10mm bullet since you have a 10mm, that'd be fine. Does anybody else wish to roll a speech test?
Oh, I already rolled.
Where's yours? Oh, I see. Okay, so a success too. So you get one piece of information. Real quick for you.
okay.
Hold on, Stephanie. You can spend action points from the group pool in addition to the result you'll get with the 2 successes to add a piece of information per point spent.
I think the party pool's at 0, isn't it?
2.
I thought she spent
She
all
only-
3 of
Or
them.
Oh, she didn't spend all 3 of them. Sorry, yeah.
to
She-
hack, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. The hack, and she didn't even win it out. That's right. That's right. So sorry, you don't have currently any group. So 2 successes. You get 1 piece of information.
Yeah,
Let's
Marvin got some.
1, 2, 3, or 4. Pick a number.
1, 2, 3, or 4. Oh,
Yeah.
4.
Okay. Okay, got you. So she states that she was being hunted by the Gunners when they learned that she knows the hidden location of an incredible old world device known as a Garden of Eden creation kit, capable of terraforming even the most irradiated wasteland into a lush, fertile place. That's why she was being hunted, and that's why she was trying to find somewhere safe before the raiders shot her with their irradiated bullets.
Okay. Was that everything you were saying in response to my 1?
Oh, I didn't see your roll. I was doing Marvin up above. That
Oh,
was
I got you.
That was for Stephanie. With
Cool.
your success, so you can choose a number between 1 and 3.
I'll choose 3.
Okay. So she had hoped to find the perfect location to use the Gek so that she could lead her family and friends out of their dying vault and give them a perfect new home. One that she-
That's very kind of you.
and then for you, Happy, 1 or 2.
Give me 1.
Okay. The Gek is hidden in her home outside of Diamond City. She does not think anyone else will be able to find it. She is unwilling to tell you where it's located. She will, however, at the end. Go ahead. If you have something beat, I'm going to get to a bit of blah here, though.
Yeah, I'll get with you after that.
Okay. Rast kneels again at Mika's side and soaks a washcloth with cool water from his canteen. He takes Mika's hand in his and lays the washcloth over her forehead. I'll stay here with you. Just rest, he reassures her. Mika only manages a weak nod of her body, or of her head in reply. Rast squeezes her hand and quietly asks, "You remind me so much of my daughter. She's brave, just like you. Is there anything we can do for you?" Mika cuts him off, grasping his arm with a sudden burst of strength. "Diamond City. A man named Clements. Tell him Mika said. It's time to find the promised land." And then Mika relaxes and exhales softly, her dark eyes drifting back up to the green sky above. "Ain't that a bite?" she whispers with her final breath, her eyes rolling into the back of her head as she passes away, with the doctor caring for her there. So,
With that being said, how many successes did we need on this speech check?
just 2. So,
Oh, just 2. Okay, so the one would
Yeah.
have got me through the speech
Tom-
check with no
Tommy-
extra.
Tommy would have gotten you 1 extra action point. Yep, for the group.
Gotcha.
Which you could have
Good job,
spent
Tom.
for the last piece of information, which was actually just the one that you avoided very well. Two was the piece of information that she has an irradiated bullet in her body. Uh, so, um, I will say this. We have been having some technical difficulties. I am aware of that. There are 3 acts to the starter set here. The next act is kind of a long one. It's the meat of the middle portion. It deals with not acts, more or less chapters. The next chapter deals with you going to the Boston ruins and entering into Diamond City and interplay with that. So it is a bit of a longer and stretchier bit. So what I'm going to say here for this group is that because of the technical difficulties that we're kind of dealing with, I think that this is a pretty decent stopping point for us.
Mm-hmm.
What I would like to do is finish the fight, of course, but I don't want to rush it. I don't want to get immediately into it. I want to make sure that everyone's, you know, um, competent feeling in everything, and also before we get into it, I want to make sure everybody's everybody's ready to go. So I want to make sure we have a day that's good for everybody time wise, and if it bleeds into May, I'm okay with it. So we'll focus on the scheduling in our own side channel.
June.
June. Are we in May right now? Holy shit!
We're finishing up May this week.
God damn it. So we'll do in June
2 months, buddy.
if need be, and we will finish. There's 2 more chapters. There's the Boston section and then the last section, which is kind of the end bit, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I didn't think we were going to get through all of it in one go. I did expect to get through the second act though, which has a cool kind of end that you can leave, there. But since we didn't make it there, we're going to do the whole thing, and we may have to do it over 3 sessions. I don't say sorry, Magpie. It's okay. People have technical difficulties all the time. I've literally had my computer shut off in the middle of a freaking campaign. Man, it's cool. Don't worry about it. Also,
A cat.
the cat literally pulled the power plug midstream.
It was great.
I've had to take my wife to the emergency room. I've had plenty of different things happen during the game. It's okay. I understand life happens. It sucks sometimes. I mean that.
I do have a question.
Uh,
So, are luck points those refill at the beginning of each chapter?
no, they refill when I say a milestone has been completed, which I'm gonna go ahead and just say did. So
Okay.
you'll have your luck to start.
Okay. So I guess we probably should have spent more of those, but also brand new. So
Yeah.
still figured.
No worries. We're learning
Um,
together. Also,
I will say, as a before we decide to move on to the next chapter, we should probably just very thoroughly scavenge the shit out of this place so we can get as many supplies as we can before setting out.
that's not how it works, unfortunately. The vault has to be searched properly, and you have to make checks to see where stuff is. It's not like a. So imagine in a game of Fallout how long it takes you to go through a room and pick it clean.
Yes.
That there is you making the roll, right? And so there are sometimes you walk away from the counter and forgot to get the last locker on the chart, or something to that effect. So these are all empty. Fuck this file cabinet, and walk away. That's what's happening in essence when you roll and you suck.
Okay.
So,
do you want me to just roll
well, we already
30
did.
survival checks?
You already rolled your one. You were flipping stuff inside. It's mainly that one room because they kind
Oh,
of
I got you.
they kind of
Okay.
compiled their strength into that one room where the security is located, and then they guarded the back door, which was the back door to them. The front door is the door you're going through right now, or you go through right then. Okay. So, thanks for watching those that did. I really like this system. I definitely like what Modifius is doing with their 2D20 system. It's very interesting. This is the same system that they use for Alien. This is the same system that they use for. There's another game on the list that is of interest to. That has been of interest to the Discord.
I like the idea of your level of competency setting the barrier.
And I think next session I'm going to have zone maps for any encounters that we have. And the way to describe it, let's see if I can find a good example. Zone map, Fallout, RPG, image. Here we go. This is a really, oh, it's really small. Why is it so small? Can I have this in bigger form, please? I must be logged in to do that. Oh my god, get out of here. Open image in new tab. Why is it so tiny? Okay, I'm gonna throw a fit. Hold on. Maybe that'll work. Do you think it'll work?
Yeah.
Trying to fit usually helps, but
Yeah.
I usually bring a hammer just in case.
Hammer just in case. Come on now. That is the map I want. It's very small, and it's very hard to understand what I'm saying. I'm going to post it in there, and then I'm going to open it in the window. So I'll be finding or making bigger versions of this. So you see how this is like a isometric kind of like through the wall kind of perspective of like a vault area?
Mm-hmm.
See how each of the areas has its own colorway? Like the bridge has purple, and then like the one room, security room, has blue, and then the hallway behind it has like dark red, and then like below that the ladders have yellow, and then the ring around the thing, that zone has like a dark green color to it.
Right.
Those are each zones. And so you would just put your token on the picture of the map on the zone you're in and just describe, yeah, I'm hiding behind this little bit of terrain over here. And you don't actually move yourself like on a map. You're just saying that I'm over here on this section and this is the description of what's happening. So we're not dealing with the micro kind of, nuance of I'm 5 feet away from this guy, and that kind of stuff. So I really like that idea, and I can't wait to get more maps like this. I will have
simplify. It's like the most complicated part about combat is who are you hitting and how hard.
Yep. Unfortunately, the thing that they did is they gave this is the
Or how
battle map.
close are you?
This is the battle map they gave me for the starter kit.
That's
Seriously?
sand.
That is sand. Anyway, again, thanks for watching, everyone that did, and we're going to pop off the stream, and when we pick up again, I will have more resources invested into this, and we'll be moving into Chapter 2 for this starter kit series. Thank you for watching.
All right.